Welcome and good morning. Welcome to the Platinum Cup 2025. Yet another match day here on Super Saturday here at the ULAB Cricket Ground. We have the very important match between BRAC Bank PLC and Mutual Trust Bank, two of the strongest teams in the tournament. This is a bright sunny morning out here, and the two captains and Prantor, alongside our esteemed match official, are out there in the middle for the toss.
It is toss time here at ULAB campus. It is Platinum Cup 2025 Banker Sports Festival, and we have a very important match coming up in front of you. Yes, it is none other than with BRAC Bank PLC and MTB. Yes, we have two captains from two teams from BRAC Bank PLC. It is Mr. Mona, and from Mutual Trust Bank PLC, it is Shahabuddin Rana with our match official, Mr. Asad. So who has got the coin to flip? Yes, Shahabuddin Rana has got the coin to flip.
Tails.
Tails is the call.
It's tails.
Nice head. This is the head.
And this is head. So Mutual Trust Bank PLC, Mr. Rana has won the toss, and you would like to?
আমরা বোলিং করতে চাই।
Any particular reason যে কেন বোলিং করতে যাচ্ছেন?
আসলে সকালের পিছে একটু ময়শ্চার থাকে, সো এটার বেনিফিটটা আমরা নিতে চাই।
2 out of 2 দুর্দান্ত একটা শুরু হয়েছে এই টুর্নামেন্টটাতে। মোমেন্টামটা কন্টিনিউ করতে চাইবেন, সামনে শক্ত প্রতিপক্ষ ব্র্যাক ব্যাংক পিএলসি। সো কি মাইন্ড সেটআপ আছে এই ম্যাচটার জন্য?
ব্র্যাক ব্যাংক আসলে একটা ভালো টিম, সো ওদেরকে কম্পিট করতে আসলে আমাদের টসটা জেতাও আজকে জরুরি ছিল। সো এটা আমরা বোলিং পার্টটা আমাদের স্ট্রং, সো ওদের আর কি যতটুকু কম রানে অল আউট করা যায় সেটা আমাদের জন্য বেনিফিট।
কততে বেঁধে রাখতে চাচ্ছেন ব্র্যাক ব্যাংক পিএলসি কে?
100 নিচে আমরা বেঁধে রাখার জন্য আমরা ট্রাই করব।
কোনো পরিবর্তন?
হ্যাঁ, পরিবর্তন, দুইজন পরিবর্তন, শাওন এবং লোবানিন।
গুড লাক ফর দ্য ম্যাচ। থ্যাংক ইউ মিস্টার মনা, হার্ড লাক। আবারও টসটা হেরেছেন, প্রথমে বোলিংটাই করতে চাইতেন?
হ্যাঁ, প্রথমে বোলিংটা করতে চাইতাম, কারণ উইকেটে ময়শ্চার ছিল, আউটফিল্ডে একটু ভিজা ছিল, এর জন্য বোলিং করার চিন্তা ভাবনা ছিল। তারপরেও আল্লাহ তাআলা সর্বোত্তম পরিকল্পনা করে, এটা আমি সবসময় বিশ্বাস করি। তো উনি যেটা লিখে রেখেছেন ওটাই হয়েছে।
দুটো ম্যাচ খেলেছেন, একটা জিতেছেন একটা হেরেছেন। দলের টোটাল মেন্টাল পরিস্থিতিটা কেমন?
হ্যাঁ, আমাদের টিমের অবস্থা খুবই ভালো, আর সবাই পজিটিভ ভাইবে আছে। আমরা চেষ্টা করবো আমাদের যে উইনিং কম্বিনেশনটা আছে এটা ধরে রাখার জন্য।
কোনো পরিবর্তন গত ম্যাচ থেকে?
না, আমাদের সেম টিম।
Good luck for the match. Thank you. So here is the update from the toss center, where Mutual Trust Bank PLC has won the toss and they have elected to bowl first.
So we've got the news from the center. It was an easy decision in the end, I guess. The Mutual Trust Bank skipper Shahabuddin Rana won the toss and decided to field first. In terms of the points table, of course, MTB are well placed in this tournament so far. They've played 2-1-2. Yesterday, they defeated NCC Bank. And of course, in their previous encounter, they defeated Citibank as well. So MTB in good form, in good rhythm, aiming to get to those playoff spots, the top 4 spots that are needed. On the other hand, the finalists of the previous edition, BRAC Bank PLC, will look to find their winning rhythm. Unfortunately, lost their first match against EBL, the defending champions, and then made a grand comeback by defeating NCC Bank. This is BRAC Bank's third match, and the third match for Mutual Trust Bank as well. The fielders are making way into the middle. Mutual Trust Bank in black and purple. They had the afternoon game yesterday, had a very good experience, made easy work of the 82 runs scored by NCC Bank, won the game within 5 overs with 9 wickets in hand. Also made quite a few experiments with their bowling. Nearly all of the bowlers available for Mutual Trust Bank had a go yesterday. Today is a new day. Of course, the wicket conditions will dictate how MTB will strategize their bowling attack. On the other hand, BRAC Bank PLC struggled with their batting so far in this tournament, not at their best. But of course, they've got quite a few talented cricketers in their ranks. the finalists of the previous edition of the Platinum Cup 2025 organized by Leo Entertainment Sports Management and Fusion Sports. This is a lovely morning here. The sun is out, a little bit of haze as well. In the comm box, this is Ahmeddin Parvez welcoming you to the live coverage of the Platinum Cup 2025 Super Saturday. Alongside me, I have Sajjad Udash. Good morning, Sajjad.
Very good morning, Parvez. Very good morning to all our spectators. And yes, a lovely morning. If we do not consider the heat, then it gets more lovely. Both openers, Mona and Eshan Bonik. Eshan Bonik, the player of the match for BRAC Bank PLC in the last game. Last Saturday, that was against Citibank, scored a few runs with the bat, which laid the foundation of the run chase, successful run chase of 113. And initially, he dictated with the ball in hand, 12 for 2, with his left arm orthodox spin. Today, once again, he has been entrusted with the responsibility to bat up front along with his skipper, who is taking guard at this moment. And by the look of it, we can see that MTB is going to start with some spin, and left arm spin it is.
This is some contrast to what MTB did yesterday. We've seen their quick bowlers bowl within the power plays predominantly, as we have a look at the starting 11 for both teams. Eshan Bonik, one of their stars for BRAC Bank, the captain Mona as well. Noor Alam, Raju Chauhan, a very good left-arm spinner. Abu Saeed, Tawhidul Islam, Johnny in the team as well. And MTB, as usual, fielding a very strong side.
So we are all set for the first ball of the game. Right on the money. Misfielding. Not the start the bowler was looking for. Misfielding of his own bowling. Considered the first run in the game.
Runs on the board. First touch on the ball, and the BRAC Bank PLC skipper Mona is off the mark as well. One of the inspiring characters of this BRAC Bank PLC side. Whenever he clicks, the team shines as well. And this is Eshan Bonik's stats. Strike rate of close to 140. He has 100 in this format. 450s as well. Very useful up the order. Can make use of the power plays very effectively. AKZ Shipon, the player of the match from the previous game, with his second delivery off to Eshan Bonik. Mid off up in the circle, and there is a long on in place as well for the left-handed batter. Outside off for extra bounce. AKZ Shipon has quite a few variations. He can flight the delivery, turn it in, and then also is able to deliver that arm ball that keeps on straight. Again, within the stumps. No chance for the batter. It's been a solid start from MTB. One of their premier spinners in the form of AKZ Shipon, starting off with the new ball. Softly guided into the covers. So far, Shipon has been very accurate. Picked up 4 wickets for just 6 runs in the previous game. Shipon was the player of the match. A very solid start from MTB. BRAC Bank PLC 1 for no loss after 1.
Shoriful Alam will share the new ball from the other end. So spin from both the ends. MTB is operating today. Shipon was tight in the first over, just a solitary single of the first ball from the misfielding. Mona will be on strike once again. Shoriful Alam, that is his records. 88 wickets in this format. 4 for 16 is the best. Decent economy as well. Anything less than 8 in this format, being a spinner, you have to say that this is good from him. So the second left-arm spinner on display today, Shoriful Alam. And once again, Mona goes off the mark from the first delivery.
2 runs on the board, both from the bat of Mona. This is a right-hand, left-hand batting combination here for BRAC Bank PLC. Would look to set a decent total on the board. As mentioned before, yes, they've had a very good run chase in one of those games, but in general, the batters must be thinking they can do much better than this. They've got quite a deep batting lineup as well. Look at the BRAC Bank PLC dugout. Quite a few talented batters yet to come.
And that will be the first boundary in the morning. And none other than Ihsan Bonik is the batter. Short and wide. And he played it to perfection.
Very well timed there. The outfield here at the ULAB cricket ground is not the quickest, but he found the gap. And the middle of the bat as well. Shoriful Alam would like to keep it within the stumps. That was wide enough. Half volley length.
Good comeback from the bowler. Fielded at backward point. The best thing of Bonik's batting, especially against the spinners, he never tries to hit the ball too hard. He tries to time it and find the gaps. Well, what was I saying about not trying to hit it too hard?
Actually, eyes lit up. It was very full. He thought he could drive it against the turn. Just not able to connect on that occasion. Ihsan Bonik, he has to stay around, I think. As long as he's in the crease, BRAC Bank PLC won't struggle to score runs.
Once again, straight to the fielder. Slight misfielded. Bonik wanted the single, but Mona decided against it, and rightfully so. No reason of taking unnecessary risks so early in this innings. We all know that this wicket is not the best for the batters, but if you are willing to spend time on it, it will help you. 5 runs so far in this over after the boundary of the second delivery, 3 dot balls. So point is going back to the boundary, and mid-on is up for the last delivery. Good ball, extra bounce, beat the batter, 6 without loss.
Two overs done. Both spinners getting an over each. AKZ Shipon back in the attack. And Mona will be on strike.
Turn and bounce. Shipon was looking just for that. Beautifully bowled delivery.
It's a dream delivery for a left-arm spinner there. Dragging the batter out of his crease onto the front foot, and then from that wide round arm angle, the ball turns away. This time onto the pads, but still can't find the gap. Both batters looking circumspect at the moment, focusing on waiting for those deliveries that they can score off, not taking a lot of risks at the moment.
Beautifully bowled once again. And yes, they do not need to take a lot of risk early in this game. Of course, yes, we were talking about the wicket. It is playing a bit better than the last week. Yesterday we have seen score of 140. This is good. This is good. Drop and run.
As the tournament moves on, all these teams, they've obviously had a look at the wicket, at the outfield, and they understand how they want to pace their innings. Just a single from Mona on that occasion, just one boundary in this innings so far from the bat of Ishan Bonik, who's back on strike.
Once again, beautifully placed. The timing was once again perfect from Bonik, and that will earn him the second boundary in this innings.
Lovely timing. He's finding the middle of the bat with ease. Ishan Bonik. Applause from the dugout as well. Waited for it, waited for the bounce, and then finds the gap through point and short third. One of the better shots we've seen in this game so far. Did not want to hit it hard, just found the gap with precision.
Dot to end the over after 3-11 without loss. So after 3 overs of left arm spin, a pacer has been introduced into the attack. Caesar, the left arm quick, and now the approach of the batters. What should be the approach of the batters against the pacers? Yes, the spinners were getting turn and bounce. And I'm a bit surprised that after 3 relatively decent overs, a change has been made. And that could be handy for the batters as well, because they want the ball to come onto the bat beautifully. And this could be something the batters were looking for. As we can see, the field positioning, the mid-on is going back. Mid-on is going back to long on. And we can see a slip as well. I'm not really sure what's the strategy purpose here. We can see mid-on is going back. We can see a slip. That means the line should be outside off stump. Then why the long on has been stationed? Yes, that's the line. If you want to slip, just bowl there.
Yeah, and speaking of Caesar, yesterday we had a view of what he can deliver with the ball. Bowled decently. You spoke about your surprise that after 3 overs we see a faster bowler. I was surprised that they didn't start with one. It's the early morning here. The wicket might have some moisture, and Caesar, he can move the ball into the right-handed batter. So I was expecting him to take up the new ball anyway.
Down the leg side will be the first wide in this innings. That is loose. that is not good. That is not good from MTB. Gifting runs away.
Pretty sloppy there. The keeper, after making that stop, almost froze in his motion, and then the batters were intelligent enough to pick that up and just run away for another single. So 2 extras being added. A wide and a bye. BRAC Bank PLC move on to 13. Ishan Bonik will be back on strike. I think the keeper is struggling with something. Physio is out there. Cesar struggled with his lines and lengths yesterday as well. It was a bit expensive. Picked up a wicket, but he was struggling with those wides down the leg. You could actually see that he was moving the ball into the right-handed batter, but his landing, the where the ball landed, should have been maybe in and around the off stump to make that delivery useful for him. But instead, sometimes, maybe due to his action, drags the ball down the leg more often than not to the right-handed batter.
Also the length. He is bowling a bit short. I'd love him to see bowl a bit fuller outside off stump. Once again, we were talking about the slip. If you want the slip come to play, then bowl full and outside off stump. The offside is also pegged within the circle. Remember, we are within the first power play. The first 6 overs will be the power play. And now he has to bowl and he has to adjust the line against the left-handed Bonik. And for Bonik, he is continuing with the slip once again. The slip is standing a bit deeper than the keeper. What a shot! Rode the bounce on that occasion and once again into the gap beautifully. That's the third one from Bonik.
A classical left-handed batter's square drive there from Ishan Bonik. Finds the gap through backward point. He's looking very good. Right from ball number 1, was timing it so well. Very well timed. Played it on the up as well. And the outfield is behaving much better. But of course you have to time them. And he's done it. So the slip still in place. Cesar already showing signs that he could be expensive within the power play. Has to rectify his lines and lengths. Has been all over the place. And the right hand left hand batting combination is not helping him.
This time bowls a bit fuller, goes inside out, goes for the 4th boundary. Bonik is on song this morning.
What a shot. Lovely hit. This is the power plays, and of course, not a lot of fielders out in the boundary ropes. Ishan Bonik making best use of it. Floated that in, looking for that swing once again, trying to get that slip fielder in play, but Bonik was up to the task. Brilliantly hit over the top. The inner circle cleared and the ball had enough legs to move on to the boundary rope. So 4 boundaries from the bat of Ishan Bonik, 2 coming in quick succession.
Well fielded. I think the throw was at the wrong end, but it was a single nevertheless. And Parvez, going back to the point when Cesar came into the attack, and we were saying that the batters might like the extra pace, and it seems that they are really enjoying that pace. The spinners, they were gripping on the surface, and when Cesar is bowling, we can see the ball is skidding.
Good point made. The batters are liking the ball coming onto the bat, of course, with that extra bit of pace that Cesar is producing. But it also has to be said, he hasn't found his rhythm. His lines and lengths have been wayward, to say the least. So if he's accurate enough, I think he could be effective as well with the new ball. Just hasn't found his rhythm.
The slip is out. There is a flying gully at the edge of the circle, along with a short third. That was not the line. I think he got away with it. Umpire was a bit generous on him. Could be a wide.
Very close. Very close to that marker outside off. So Cesar just trying to keep the ball away from the batter's hitting zone there. Mona is playing a patient knock so far, 3 of 8. Hasn't seen a lot of the strike though.
Short and wide. There is protection out there. Mona will keep the strike to himself next over after 4:23 for no loss. Mistakes been rectified. Shipon comes back. Or I should say Shipon is continuing from that end. 6 runs conceded from his 2 overs. Got turned, got bounce. He will enjoy bowling against Mona. On the other hand, Mona played the spinners intelligently. Rotated the strike. Once again, he was looking for that single, but it was not on offer.
Shipon is a very accurate bowler. He won't give you a lot of room. So Mona has to be careful when he plays outside off.
This time he goes for the quick single and made it really easily. This is good batting from Mona.
Very well placed. I mean, handed the ball to the fielder, but the weight on the shot was just enough for the batters to scamper along for that single. The throw in the right end, but a direct hit not implemented. So Mona gets away with another single. He's doing his job, giving the strike back to the left-handed Ishan Bonik, who's striking it very well. 17 of 15. He's got a very solid start here. Most of the runs in the BRAC Bank PLC innings from his bat. Field changes for the left-handed batter.
4 of them are boundaries from the 17 he scored so far. Beautifully fielded. If the fielder missed that delivery, that could have been the 5th boundary from Bonik's bat. So yes, he saved 4 runs.
Good commitment shown by the fielder at point. MTB were very good in the field yesterday as well.
Extra bounce once again. The good point of Bonik's batting so far against the left arm spinners, once he got beaten by the extra bounce, and soon after that he adjusted his strategy against the spinners, and he is now waiting for the bounce. This time the line was not good. Bonik wanted the single. I don't know, Mona, why he was hesitating. It was an easy single and completed very easily after the end of 5th over, or no, 1 more ball remaining. So it is another good over from Shipon, only 2 conceded.
He actually hasn't picked up a wicket, which is a surprise. He usually picks up wickets within the power plays.
Beautiful. Mona picked up the length very quickly and picked up the gap as well. Mid-on up in the circle, and now he has to run all the way back to the boundary to pick up the ball. Boundary to end the over after 5:29 for no loss. .29 for no loss after 5. We have already seen a change in the bowling. Caesar coming back, and a change in the com box as well. Parvez is taking a break, and Pranthar, welcome and very good morning to you.
Very good morning to you also, Sajjad. A jolly one, as we have seen a lot of boundaries and over boundaries. Already 5 overs done and dusted, 29 without a loss, and a jolly one for Sajjad Udas also, waving to the camera and assuring that we are here at the ULAP campus.
Well, we have the mics in hand, but it's not always we get much screen time. So yes, thank you for that.
Yes, definitely. Thank you to Global Sports, as we are enjoying a run fest. Might be getting a run fest match from here, because 5 overs done and dusted, 29 without a loss. So BRAC Bank PLC keeping wickets in hand, hoping to score big from here, because anything around 120, 130 in this pitch is quite ungettable for the nature of the pitch, because it slows down a bit in the second innings. And MTB captain Rana was pointing out that they would like to just get out BRAC Bank within 100.
Loban, the new bowler. A bit of Mathisa Pathirana in his bowling action. Quick single to start the over from Bonik.
Yes, Loban, the slinging action for him. It's kind of familiar in international cricket. Starting from Malinga, Pathirana, Nuan Tushara. Each of them making some impact in the modern day cricket. And Janatul Naim Loban doing the same here in the corporate cricket or bankers cricket, I must say. It's very tactical to handle him. Down the leg. Quick single.
This is a bit unusual action for the batters. This will be a bit unusual because they are not really used to playing this kind of bowlers, this kind of actions, and if you cannot really pick him up early, then it will be a problem for you scoring of runs against him. And so far in the first two deliveries, yes, against the left-handed right-handed batter, it was slightly onto the leg side, but otherwise he is trying to maintain a good line and length. Once again a bit wide than my liking, but yes, he is not conceding runs at this moment at least.
He has been brought here in the 6th over for the hope of wicket, for sure. Pulls it, not comfortably, but waited enough for a boundary, yes. It was kind of hopping and chopping for the fielder at the deep fine leg, and finally Ishan Bonik has another boundary under his belt.
Yes, Bonik has been the aggressor so far. This time it was not in control and short fine leg. He thought that he is in business, but it was over his head as well. A lucky one, but a boundary nevertheless for Bonik. So BRAC Bank, they are enjoying this power play.
Clears his front leg, but just couldn't pass the short fine. Beg your pardon, the point fielder. It's kind of a zigzag for the fielder at the short fine leg to stop that boundary.
Well, that is the hit probably. When he looks up in the sky is crystal clear. This time down the leg side, and once again fumble in the keeper from the keeper, allowed the batters to scrum first through for another single. So we were talking about the discipline Loban has been showing, but now it has lost.
Kind of 7 runs conceded. Bit of unlucky also for Loban. Had some top edges in his over. Mona has a good start. 9 of 13. Trying to settle down a bit, but Ishan Bonik at the other end releasing the pressure from Mona. Last ball of the power play. Already 37 on board. Projected score beaming up 127, which is kind of moderate. So MTB has to bowl very well to come back in this match.
Well, first they need to pick the first wicket up, and the last ball, the final delivery of the power play coming up. So clearly the power play belongs to BRAC Bank. If you talk about the run rate, it's not too high, but they have all the wickets in hands.
Brilliantly bowled. It had some bounce and carry for the bowler. So a dot to finish. The power play, it's finished. 37 without a loss. BRAC Bank PLC.
All wickets intact. Mona, the skipper, 9 of 14. Bonik, 4 boundaries already we have seen from him. 5 boundaries. A total of 6 in the first power play. 23 of 22 deliveries. Good batting lineup, yet Akash, Parvez, of course Hriday to come. Hriday with the finishing touch he provided in the last game for BRAC Bank. And this is a good foundation being built by the openers here. And MTB, where do they buy a wicket from? Another bowling change. This time right arm off spinner Shoikat will be introduced. Can he bring a wicket for MTB?
They need to open the wicket gate. This is the prime time. Oh, an edge, but that also resulted into a run. So that much unfortunate the MTB bowlers have been.
Well, the way Bonik is batting, luck will be his in his side. And it will be very interesting to see how Mona plays the right arm off spinner. We can see a deep mid wicket in place along with the long on.
Quicker and had that bounce. Another cheeky single, a quick run, and an overthrow allows the batters to take another one. Luck favors the brave.
This is lovely from the openers of BRAC Bank. They are putting the fielders under a lot of pressure and making them make mistakes. Overthrows, by runs we have seen so far. Not very much disciplined on the field. Not very much discipline we have witnessed from the bowlers as well. So definitely BRAC Bank would love to cash on that. Would love to cash on the start they got. Mona a bit tired. Yes, this is some tiresome conditions out there. 40 without loss from 6.2, and clearly they are looking forward to score a total of maybe 100, 140 or even more.
Yes, why not? They are well settled in. So now they can go for big. Like Mona 11 from 15 and Ishan Bonik 24 from 23. So they can divide their roles pretty well. One can go with only singles and doubles, and at the other end Ishan Bonik can free his arms a bit more. And he has been doing that, and for that reason MTB bowlers just couldn't get settled in well like the batters. So they are licking runs, they are licking singles, doubles, and at the same time within the power play they conceded a few boundaries and over boundaries. So with all the things going to the favor of the batters, Shahabuddin Rana, the MTB captain, keeps switching his bowlers around in search for that pricey first wicket. I think all good for Mona to get back in the strike.
Boning scored a 21 ball 31 in the run chase, successful run chase against Citibank. This time he has to take the responsibility to set a target.
Pull set again, but this time directly to the fielder. You were talking about Ishan Bonik's heroics in the match where Citibank's total was being chased down successfully by BRAC Bank PLC, and from that match they have gained that momentum, gained that confidence to run a good outing here. Though it's the very first one, a very first hour of play, so you can't say anything because it changes. The color of the game changes a lot. Opens up again, but this time missed out.
Well, you could see the plan was pretty clear from Bonik. He was staying on his leg stump and trying to open up his offside, tried to play inside out because there is a gap between the deep point fielder and the long off fielder, a huge gap, the extra cover region. He wanted to exploit that gap.
Inside out. And just like that, it's a boundary. It was so simple from him. And Sajjad, you were just talking about that shot. And here he delivers.
Absolutely, the invitation was there once again. It was a very well flighted delivery, brave delivery from Shoikat, but Bonik, he is in beautiful batting touch. Just look at that. That ball was bowled a bit closer to the batter's leg, and Bonik, he once again stayed on to his leg stump, opened up the offside once again and played beautifully inside out shot to pick up his 4th boundary. He is dealing in boundaries and he got the start, and when Bonik gets the start, he usually makes it big.
Yes, BRAC Bank PLC does need that big contribution from Ishan Bonik. Just has got the groove. Again outside off, but this time just misses out. It's 45 without loss after 7 for BRAC Bank PLC. Relaxed dugout of BRAC Bank PLC. For sure, it's 45 on board now, more than 6, the current run rate. BRAC Bank PLC has got a start, has got an egg. And from here, they would like to capitalize towards a big total, perhaps bigger, 140 plus. Change in bowling. Surely Loban has been brought out and brought in. Here it is. Tushar, Nahid Hasan Tushar, for the first time in this match. He has the responsibility to break this partnership as quick as possible.
Well, Shahabuddin Rana is looking for options. Who can bring him a wicket? Sixth bowler, Tushar.
Straight, but not convincing. Only a single, yes. Using the sixth bowler that clearly depicts the story so far.
Well, for the initial overs, the spinners looked a bit threatening, but as soon as Rana brought the pacers on, if I'm not wrong, it was Caesar bowling the 4th over. Right from that moment, both openers, they started to finding their feet. They started to finding the middle of the bat, and then the spinners even, they couldn't have that effect on the batters.
Absolutely. The pitch is getting a bit easy for batting. Oh, that's a direct hit. They are appealing. And he's asking for the third umpire review to the umpire, Mr. Asad.
Well, they are a bit desperate for the first wicket, so that is why they are asking for the TV replay. I'm not really sure if there is the provision of using TV replay in this tournament. We have seen using TV replays to decide whether whether a boundary was scored, but I don't think the TV replay could be come in here. This is not the angle where we could say that whether it was a run out or not. Took a bit casually, to be very honest, Bonik, and I think he made it but nevertheless it was a very good pick up and throw from the backward point fielder.
The only thing, if he grounded his bat on time, it was a bit uppish, I guess, but the throw was dead end from Shahabuddin Rana, the captain himself. Yes, dislodging the bill, but we may need the other angle.
Well, I'm not really sure why the pause in play. I'm pretty sure there is no third umpire's provision in this tournament. So yes, in case of close boundary calls, if the umpire feels the necessity, he could ask for help. But in this occasion, the umpire was pretty clear that it was not out. Yes, there could be close calls, but this is the game and it is how it goes.
That shows their desperation for that first wicket. That's too much desperate. And sometimes it happens that the first wicket brings another. So they are looking for that. Pulls it away. Is there anyone down there? Yes. Another single.
Well, if not anything else, the MTB bowlers and fielders would hope that the pause in the game would disturb the rhythm of the batters. We have seen in cricket these kind of pauses really batters, especially when they are on song, they do not like this kind of stops in the gameplay. Ishan Bonik, 29 of 27, he is middling it quite beautifully, playing on the merit of the deliveries. At times when the ball is riding a bit, he is being very watchful.
Bowls very well. Nahid Tushar follows the batter. And this is very important. At the same time, you need to attack him very well.
This is already the best opening partnership in this tournament so far. One short of 50. And BRAC Bank will be hoping that they will continue this beautiful batting, beautiful partnership for a bit longer, so that the later batters, they could capitalize on that and they could really post a big one on the scoreboard. 4 singles so far in this over.
Mona going for the big shots. Change in pace. Brilliant delivery from Tushar. Push the batter to think twice.
I think there was a bit of premeditation from Mona, that he wanted to go over the top, he wanted to go inside out, but the ball was not there, and that a bit hesitation really almost caused the downfall.
Shuffles. Another inside out shot. Brilliantly fielded though. 50 runs mark touched by BRAC Bank PLC batters with that single. 8 gone. It's 50 without loss.
$50 for no loss from 8 overs. This is very, very good start from BRAC Bank. Projected score is showing 125 at the current rate, but I'm pretty sure that BRAC Bank will look to and would love to score beyond that. On the other hand, MTB so far wicketless. All the bowlers, they lacked a bit discipline, to be very honest. The bowlers, the fielders as well. Yes, there have been instances where the fielders have done well, but yes, the batters, they put pressure on the fielders and they really crumbled under those kind of pressures and conceded a few extra runs as well.
And one more thing, we can see that Mona this time basically trying to open his arm a bit more than Ishan Bonik. Ishan Bonik trying to take those singles and doubles, but Mona brilliantly bowled. Shariful Alam goes for a quick single, gets that easily. Yes. So I was talking about Mona, that he is trying to go big rather than Ishan Bonik, who now concentrates to those singles and doubles only.
Well, that's the way to go in this middle overs. Yes, all the wickets in hand, but you don't really need to force the shots. If you continue picking up these singles, if you continue rotating the strikes, the fielder will be under a lot of pressure anyway, and they will make mistakes. The bowler will lose their lines and lengths, and there will be opportunities to pick up boundaries. So the waiting game should be the strategy at this moment from the BRAC Bank batters, BRAC Bank openers, and continue doing what they are doing so far.
Good gel between Ishan Bonik and Mona. Clears his front leg, picks it up well, fielded down there. Finally, a very careful watch to the ball to stop it before reaching to the fence. So that's the problem. They have been fielding very well, but at the same time couldn't just get that wicket get opened.
Well, good awareness from the fielder. He waited for the ball to turn. Bonik picked up a couple of runs into the 30s. 53 for no loss. This is looking really ominous for MTB.
Shariful Alam again tries for a big shot. Shariful follows the batter well. One bye signal from the umpire. So runs are coming thick and fast and from everywhere for BRAC Bank PLC.
Well, the intent has been pretty clear from Bonik. We can see that he is trying to go for the big shots. On the other hand, Mona will probably look forward to play the anchor role. 16 of 22. Both are looking good. Mona would love to make up for the dot balls he played so far, and that only his responsibility. Beautifully fielded.
Brilliantly fielded. And this type of fielding is needed. Now you are not getting wickets, so you need to post a bit positive approach to your opponent. Again tries that big shot, but this time I guess they're calling for a second, and finally completes the run. Direct hit could have been an interesting one to see, but for now it's safe and sound for the batters of BRAC Bank PLC. It's 56 for no loss after 9.
Shariful Alam. 2 overs, 10 runs. No wickets so far. Tushar will continue. Bowled a decent over. First over went for 5 runs only.
Bowling some tight line and length, not allowing any room to the batters. And that's the beauty of Ishan Bonik, that he is not trying some big shots against Tushar, just following him, also going to the line of the ball, nudges in between for singles, and has been successful so far against Tushar. Brilliantly bowled. A dot.
Tushar has been economical so far. 5 runs off his first over, and once again started with a single, then a dot. And this kind of tight bowling is required when you are not getting wickets, when you are not getting a lot of assistance from the wicket. Just go back to the basics. Maintain a tight line. Try to pick up the dot deliveries. Bowl according to the field, and try to frustrate the batters.
Wide width given, but just couldn't pass the fielder at the inner circle. And yes, you were talking about the frustration, because Mona in one end, it's 18 of 26, so he is looking for big shots, he's looking for gaps, and at that moment Nahid Tushar, as you mentioned, bowling with the help of these fielders and according to the field setup, that also may bring a wicket. Good change of pace. Variation from Tushar. Again another direct throw. But this time luck favors again to BRAC Bank PLC. An extra run.
A bit casual. There was no backing up, so I don't know. The batters were already well in. Why did he have to throw the ball? Considered one extra run, and certainly lifting the pressure off the batters. Still, this is a good over. 3 only scored off the first 4 deliveries, and he'd love to finish it on a high.
Brilliant over so far from Tushar. Just that additional run from the direct throw. No one was there. Change in fielding a bit for Mona. Trying to attract him to go big with long off and long on is up there. Yes, that's it. Pulls it high. Skyer. But not enough far away from the fielders, though. It's only a single.
Well, this is hard work for the bowler himself, Tushar. He had to run towards that short mid-wicket region because no one was there, and he wanted to stop the second run. So this is good commitment from the pacer, and that is what required for MTB. Yes, they haven't picked up a wicket, but I guess they will not be very unhappy after the first power play. The run rate is quite in check, to be very honest. And BRAC Bank batters, now you can see the frustration is building up on them, and they are trying to play forceful shots.
Yorker, but digs it well towards that point region for another single. So it's still no wicket for MTB. It's 10 gone. 61 for no loss. And we will have a drinks break in the middle, in between. You can see the scorecard, the batting card of BRAC Bank PLC batters. It's all about Mona and Ishan Bonik up there. 61 for no loss. It must be a nice drinks break for BRAC Bank PLC, and you can look after the boundaries from BRAC Bank PLC batters so far. So far so good for them. Left-right combination, but mostly Ishan Bonik with the shots, piercing through the gaps, playing some big shots despite that slip on. Yeah, most of the runs coming from that offside to deep extra cover region, and with some slashes from Mona also. And some zigzags, kind of misfortune, but it was a glorious shot, inside out, played that so well. So the 11th over is about to begin, and it's the time for welcoming in Ahmed bin Parvez with the mic, and welcomed with that single. Parvez, welcome back.
Thank you very much. Good morning. And of course, this is one of the best opening stands that we've seen in this tournament so far. They've been patient, they've been resilient, they've found those gaps, they're going with the singles and doubles, trying to find those boundaries. It hasn't been that easy. Janatul Naim Loban bowling with some good rhythm, with some good pace. We've seen him beat the bat quite a few times. But importantly, BRAC Bank have kept all their 10 wickets intact, and that should help them in the latter phase of this innings.
Skyer again, brilliantly fielded. did not allow the ball to pass that 30-yard circle. And you were talking about 10 intact wickets. It might be some time happen in boomerang, where you can lose a flurry of wickets if one falls 2 apart, 3 apart, and at that time the team might not get a good total, a big total from here also. Pushes for another cheeky single. This time yet another direct hit, yet another appeal.
Again, a very close one. Mutual Trust Bank looking at the umpire at the square leg region, asking him, pleading with him. As we all know, here in the Platinum Cup 2025, there is no provision for a TV replay option. So whatever decision that the umpires give is the final one. That has to be accepted by all teams, part of the rules and regulations. But it was a very good fielding effort nonetheless. That pick up and throw from the fielder. Again, bat dragged in. The replay shows it was good enough to ensure that the umpire on that occasion was absolutely correct in his decision making. Not a very fruitful over in terms of runs, just the 3 runs coming from the first 5 balls of this over. Mona is back on strike. He's been the one who's grafted this innings, 22 of 30.
High again, but only for a single. Yes, they are trying to square him up. Both Mona and Ishan Bonik opens up that point region fielder and placing those fielders in short third, short fine leg. So they are pushing him back a bit. Yes, in between, 11 over gone. It is 65 without loss for BRAC Bank PLC. You can see the bowling card, a sorrowful bowling card for Mutual Trust Bank PLC bowlers. None of the bowlers get a wicket, and Caesar gave away 12 runs.
But I think the batters from BRAC Bank PLC will look to open up a bit more. They have all the wickets in hand, so it's important for them to just try and press on the pedal a bit more. At least try and score 6 to 7 runs and over for the next few, and then go for the big expansive shots. The faster bowlers in operation, MTB, we've seen them use their quick bowlers in the previous game as well against NCC Bank. So it's important for BRAC Bank PLC to have a look at which options to target in terms of going for those big shots.
We can see the rest of the batters to shadow outside of the ground. So it is very evident that they will go big whenever they come up to bat. Slower. Caesar comes back with 12 runs given away in his first over. Mona drives it well, and we can see that both the batters now trying those big shots, as you mentioned, Ahmed bin Parvez. Not only those singles and doubles, but they are focusing on getting more runs through that boundaries and over boundaries, because they have tired up the fielders and the bowlers also. 6 bowlers have been used so far. So you can see the urge of having that first wicket, that first blood. It's very hot and humid out there. It's not easy to field, it's not easy to bowl. And in this situation, if you can't get a wicket, it will become more frustrating. A few changes in the field. Still, short third, short fine leg is up. Brilliantly bowled by Cesar.
He's making a comeback. Cesar in his first over, you mentioned rightly, conceded a couple of boundaries, was a tad bit expensive. But that was the power plays. Now he has a lot of protection in the deep. And right away to the left-handed batter Ishan Bonik, who was hitting him pretty well within the power plays. He's started off with that delivery outside off. He bowled a Yorker in the first delivery of this over, so looks to be in a much better rhythm on his comeback spell.
Lofted, this time higher. Yes, the first one down. You were praising Cesar, and finally he breaks the partnership. Ishan Bonik, after a brilliant 36 ball 36 with 100 strike rate, going back to the pavilion, and 66 run, they've lost the first wicket. Change of pace, good mix up, just brought that wicket for Cesar.
An easy catch for Firoz Mahmood. Cesar goes off for 36. The first couple of deliveries from Cesar absolutely looked like he was in good rhythm. And straight away, Ishan Bonik tries to find the gap over mid-on. Just couldn't clear the inner circle. The new batter in is Ridoy, in at number 3. Strike rate of 175. Will accompany the skipper Mona, who's been patient so far. Having a look at that first wicket once again, tries to clear that offside field. Just a top edge and an easy catch for Firoz in the end. So the first wicket down, the opening stand of 66 is done. The new batter Ridoy is in the crease. Mona on the other side, 24 not out of 32. He will be crucial as well. He is the set batter, has an understanding of how the pitch has been playing so far.
Oh, keeps it low. Cesar coming around the wicket, creating that angle.
Good angle provided. Coming in round the wicket to the right-handed batter is important. Sometimes though, as a left-handed fast bowler, you tend to bowl down the leg, and then from that tend to concede a few extras, which we've seen him do in the previous match. Cesar was bowling down the leg, conceding a few extra runs. So far has been on target.
Again, wide outside off. Mixing up the pace very well, Cesar. And that's the key to his bowling as he comes back from a very costly spell of first over. So look at the over so far. Only a single with that pricey wicket. A very important breakthrough. So this is what needed some time for your team to boost up the energy level. And that's what Cesar making an impact. First run for Ridoy. Plays it well from outside off for only a single to opens up his account. 67 for 1. BRAC Bank PLC after the 12th over. Now, after some time, the spinners are brought again. SKZ Shipon, I guess. Yes, AKZ Shipon, beg your pardon. Left arm orthodox. Lofted, what a shot it was! Slapped, but at the same time, what a catch. Keeps his balance well before the fence and assured that he takes the catch very well to get the second wicket for his team. And AKZ Shipon, immediately after coming back, has got the wicket.
It was Ridoy. Went for that big shot straight away, trying to clear the long on fielder. It went up high, was struck well, but just couldn't find the elevation to beat the fielder at long on. Took a very well judged catch in the end. Ridoy not happy with himself. Had that opportunity with the platform set by the two openers. But once again, if it's AKZ Shipon, he's always amongst the wickets. Was the player of the match yesterday as Mutual Trust Bank defeated NCC Bank. Picked up 4 wickets for just 6 runs. So new batter walks in, Masudur Akash. 167 is his strike rate, so he can hit them big as well. But we're speaking of this left arm spinner Shipon, bowling within the power plays. The first 3 overs conceded 12 runs. Ishan and Mona played him well, but this time again flights it. Just look at that, drifting in, and a brilliant catch, very well judged in the end. Took the catch, had a look behind, made sure he was within the boundary line. So everything set. MTB gradually clawing themselves back into this match, picking up 2 wickets in the last 2 overs.
It's kind of Nareen type bowling. Nareen bowling with the left arm. It's kind of very surprising from AKZ Shipon also. So bowling with the quicker outside off, and Masudur Rahman Akash just got his, yes, again it's kind of Nareen style bowling with that left arm.
Well, hiding the bowling arm, of course, one of the first ones to have that kind of a bowling style was Sunil Narayan. But later on, of course, we have cricketers from Bangladesh who followed suit. Ali Sal Islam comes to my mind. But I actually haven't seen a left arm spinner do this, even in international cricket. Have you seen anyone?
I'm not. I haven't seen anyone so far. Yes, again, he's just hiding the ball. Inside out. Flying it is. But won't go to the fence. But at the same time, the batters won't go for the second run. And he's asking the same question what I am asking from this combox. That why? Because the fielder was deep down there at the sweeper cover. Covered a lot of ground. So in between, you could easily go for the second run. AKZ Shipon with that hiding delivery, what he's doing, he's generating the pace, not that much flight, and that is pushing the batter to go deep onto his crease and pushing himself from not playing those big shots so easy. 69 for 2, BRAC Bank PLC. Mutual Trust Bank has come back well with those 2 wickets in 2 overs. Again, slower from Cesar. Just not allowing the batters to free their arms.
This is a good ploy from the MTB captain, keeping a fast bowler at one end at least. But what he's done, especially after the break, I recall correctly, BRAC Bank PLC were 61 for no loss after 10 overs. So they just scored 8 runs from the 3.1 overs after the break and lost a couple of wickets as well.
Brilliant mix-up. Had that underage and going back to the fence for a boundary. Unlucky for Cesar.
Did not bounce at all, that delivery. He was playing it from wide outside off, away from the body. That was a proper lemon cut. Oh, very unlucky, the bowler. Bowled it well. It was slow enough, outside off. But Mona has luck on his side. An important boundary nonetheless for BRAC Bank PLC. Getting a boundary early in the over.
Trying something unconventional. But Mona missed it out. Was nowhere near to scoop that ball.
Cesar doesn't like it. He gave him a look, probably asking him, what are you even trying to do?
Probably looking for a scoop of ice cream in this hot and humid condition.
Yeah, Cesar is in no mood to give out ice creams. I think he wants to go and pick up the wicket.
Upish, just a bounce before the fielder. And that's what every bowler's trying to do, trying to square them up with that change of pace, especially from Cesar. Only a single now. You were talking about 10 intact wickets, and at the same time I was pointing out that sometimes those wickets don't get you enough runs on board. And this time it's kind of a stoppage for BRAC Bank PLC, but hats off to the bowlers also. Shuffles across, another quick single.
This is intelligent batting from the captain and from Masood Rahman Akash as well. Both the batters have a good understanding, and there's a loud and clear message from the dugout, from the BRAC Bank PLC dugout, is that deal in singles. They're comfortable dealing in singles. Maybe we'll look to up the ante later on. This partnership has to stick around. Cesar with the last ball of the over.
Dancing down the track, lofted, but couldn't clear the fielder. So only a run to finish the 14th. It's 76 for 2, BRAC Bank PLC.
This is the Platinum Cup 2025, organized by Leo Entertainment, Sports Management and Fusion Sports. This is the second edition. And the finalists from the first edition, BRAC Bank PLC, that is their dugout. Of course, they have a few other batters lined up. 2 wickets down, 76 on the board, 6 more overs to go. Losing the toss, batting first, will look to set a target. We've seen the highest score in this tournament so far. Batting first was 140, scored by Citibank just yesterday. So if they have an opportunity to get close to that, they should feel comfortable. Akash on strike.
BRAC Bank PLC couldn't start the tournament well by losing to Eastern Bank PLC. Oh, not a good sign. Bowl him. The said batter Mona, the captain, walks off now, and the keeper just feeling the hit of the bells, which have been broken by Shariful Alam. 31 now for Mona, and suddenly the current run rate drops to 5.36 from 6 around. 76 for 3, BRAC Bank PLC.
I think credit has to go to the openers once again. Mona has played a good knock. had to stay steady at one end. Well appreciated by his teammates. As the new batter comes in, Tawhidul Johnny. He's got a good strike rate as well, 175.5. I think the opening stand now becomes so significant. 120 to 30 usually is a good target in this tournament. We've seen that. That went straight with the arm, no turn whatsoever. Mona beaten by the lack of turn and also beaten by pace, it seems. Tawhidul Johnny in the crease will face the next delivery. Shariful Alam bowled a couple of overs within the power plays, did decently well, just 10 runs conceded, and then in his comeback picks up a wicket. So Cesar picks up one, Shipon picks up one, and now Shariful into the act.
How many runs he could see from here, Parvez?
I still see 120 at least, if not more.
They should. I guess the wickets in hand. It's a pretty good surface to bat, for sure. Coming to the batter very well. Good shape, good turn from Shariful Alam. Suddenly the pitch is behaving like a bowler's paradise from here. 3 wickets, not so many runs.
That's what wickets can do to a batting innings. Completely broke the rhythm.
Another quick single. And they are eyeing and targeting that stump, those stumps. Every time they throw the ball, we just get feared of hitting those stumps and again pledging for that appeal.
We've actually struck the stumps thrice. We've seen 3 direct hits, 2 very close calls while the opening partnership was going on. So MTB have done well on the field. The ground fielding has been very good. So has been their catching so far.
Another quicker one, but cleverly played. Just a flick, but couldn't pass that fielder.
Not an easy shot to play. It was bouncing. There was an extra bounce, but good thing about that shot from Akash was he kept his eyes on the ball, played it late. Maybe unlucky not to get more runs from that.
2 new batters. Will be a tricky phase for BRAC Bank PLC as they are dealing with only singles now.
One more delivery left, 3 runs and a wicket. This has been good from Shariful Alam. MTB making a comeback. They are the team to beat. 2 matches, 2 wins. They've been in very good form. Another very, very tight over from Shariful. Just the 3 runs and a wicket after 15. BRAC Bank PLC 79 for 3. BRAC Bank PLC 79 for 3 after 15. The 2 batters in, Masudur Rahman Akash and Tawhidul Islam Johnny, who just came in, 2 of 3. One of the players that BRAC Bank PLC value. He was one of the stars. Played in the final of the previous edition of the Platinum Cup and scored a 40-odd knock that nearly gave BRAC an improbable win in the final. So, of course, BRAC Bank PLC does value the batting performance of Tawhidul Islam Johnny, one of the 40-plus cricketers playing in this side with all his experience and all his enthusiasm that he exudes within the team. I think will have a big impact in this match as well. Loban is here though. He bowls quick. Oh! Was it quick enough? The umpire, Asadur Rahman, raises his finger. That was just too quick for Tawhidul Islam Johnny. Late into that pull. Ball just skewed up. Good sportsmanship shown by the MTB players as well, but I think that was almost an unplayable delivery for Tawhidul Islam as he walks away gingerly. Just the 2 runs, and Jannatul Naim Loban's aggression gives him yet another wicket. So 4 down, BRAC Bank PLC. The score on 79 as I welcome beside me Sajjad Udash back on the com box.
Thank you so much, Parvez. Jannatul Naim Loban. He was a student of this university, TULAB, so he knows this ground very well. And what a comeback by MTB. Last 32 deliveries, BRAC Bank, they have scored only 18 runs and lost 4 wickets. Once again, it was a quick bouncer, and Johnny, he was in no position to play that comfortably. And it was a good sportsmanship shown by the MTB fielders, checking on him whether he is fine or not. Noor Alam, the new batter, averaging just around 20, strike rate of 112, and you can see the numbers are now on a decline for BRAC Bank, and this is the beauty of this format. You never know when and how you can chip in, when and where the opportunity will come from, and you just need to grab it with both hands when it comes. And MTB, they just did that, picking up 4 wickets in the last 32 balls. Slower delivery, beautifully bowled, and you could sense the confidence in the body languages of the bowlers and fielders.
Something must have happened at the drinks break after 10 overs because the momentum has totally shifted. If you look at this batting innings, it's been a batting innings of 2 halves, the first 10 overs and then the remainder. Can Noor Alam and Masood Rahman Akash paint a different picture from here on?
I'm pretty sure BRAC Bank was thinking 140 and beyond at the end of the first half of this innings, but now it seems that if they could reach 120, that would be a very good task from here.
And even for that, they need a couple of big overs, at least 10 plus runs an over, few boundaries maybe going their way. Haven't found it easy to score the boundaries. Mona and Ishan Bonik predominantly dealing in singles, especially after the end of the power plays. But since that partnership broke, they had no answers to the MTB bowlers.
Chipped in the air, will not reach the fence nor the fielder. What a beautiful over Loban has been bowling. Only 2 runs and a wicket. Current run rate is going down and down with each delivery without a boundary.
Loban is very athletic. He's got a very industrious bowling action. Can bowl quick, has the slower ball in him. So very intelligent over so far.
Once again, slower Yorker. Noor Alam had no answers to that beautifully bowled over. Loban 2 runs and a wicket from this. 81 for 4. "21 for 4 from the last 6 overs. What a turn of events for BRAC Bank. Or you could say MTB, they did it, they made it happen. And we were talking about it, Parvez, that yes, they were not picking up wickets at the initial part of the innings, but the run rate were always kept in check. Beautifully played, and that's what required from the BRAC Bank batters more often.
Masood Rahman Akash looked for this particular shot in the previous over against Shoriful Alam, did not find the gap. The fielder at short third was efficient enough to take that. But on this occasion, the ball had pace and he played it finer. He played it late and had his eyes on the ball. This was fantastic batsmanship. Just opening the face, cheeky, knew what he was doing all along.
Good comeback from the bowler, number 75. Bowled it a quicker. Akash needs to play some really big shots. He is capable of that, make no mistake about it. Just when we were talking about big shots, he tried one, but that causes the demise of his wicket. That is the number 5 picked up by MTB. They are on a roll now.
He looked to go big. And another BRAC Bank PLC batter faltering, going for that shot over long on. The fielder at long on has been quite busy. We've seen a couple of catches being taken over there, and Shoriful Alam has picked up his second. Akash looked good, but he has to depart early enough. Amit Ghosh, the new batter, walks in. BRAC Bank PLC in a bit of bother at the moment here. 85 for 5. They're losing wickets almost every other over here. Amit Ghosh, 156. His strike rate. He played a handy knock in one of the previous matches in the BRAC Bank run chase that they won. He's in to accompany Noor Alam. So this is a critical phase of the game where suddenly BRAC Bank find themselves in a situation where even getting to 100 could be a struggle. Nice catch once again. They never miss those. Firoz has very safe hands.
It got big on Akash, to be very honest. He misjudged the bounce on that occasion. As you could see, the fielder was well inside the boundary line. It was a complete mishit from him. Started with a boundary this over, then Shoriful Alam picked up a wicket, and that has been the story of MTB bowler so far in this innings. We could see that Shipan finished his 4-over spell, considered only 14, picked up a wicket as well. Caesar, he started with a 12-run over, came back and gave away only 9 from the next 2, picked up a wicket as well. So the second half of this innings, MTB has come big time, come back really well.
Good batting is the chant that's coming out from the BRAC Bank PLC dugout, encouraging the batters to go for the singles at least. That is the bare minimum at the moment. 87 for 5, just 6 runs coming from this over with that boundary from the first ball. And he finishes his spell very cleanly there, Shoriful Alam. Another good outing for him. 4 overs, 2 for 19. BRAC Bank PLC 87 for 5 after 17.
Shoriful Alam and Shipon, they shared 3 wickets between themselves, conceding only 33 runs from the 8 beautifully controlled spells from them. Nahid Hassan Tushar, he has been economical as well, only 10 of his 2. All the bowlers so far used by MTB, and it's like we are playing a broken record, but you have to mention it again and again. The comeback MTB has made in this innings, 61 for no loss after 10, and now 87 for 5 after 17. They have only 18 legitimate deliveries to go, and I am not really sure what should be their target. They will look back and reflect on this innings, where they could have been and where things went wrong. Single to start the new over from Tushar.
And of course, you also have to appreciate the way the MTB skipper Shahabuddin Rana marshaled his bowlers. He had 3 fast bowling options and 3 spinning options as well. He's finished off his 2 premium spinners and now might depend on Tushar to bowl 2 and then maybe Loban bowl 1 from the other end. So he's made good use of his quick bowlers in this match.
Extra bounce once again. Will be a single. Singles are good result for MTB at this stage of the game. And BRAC Bank batters, they have to look for boundaries. Yes, they have lost 5 wickets, but they need to keep in mind that this is the 18th over. And they need to look at the glass that it is half full, not it's half empty. They have 5 wickets in hands and they need to go big now. Yes, that's what the doctor ordered for BRAC Bank. Both fine leg and square leg were up in the circle and bisected them beautifully, Nur Alam.
That's what you ordered, I guess. You're a doctor. So nicely picked up. Was a short fine leg, short square leg as well. There is this gap behind fine leg if you can find that, but it was very well played. More of this, please, says Nur Alam. He's liking the ball. He's liking the pace onto his pads.
This is a good over for BRAC Bank. Picked up a boundary and 3 singles from the first 4 deliveries, 7 already of 8. And this is the sort of start they need to get from each of the remainder of overs. 94 for 5. They need to target something around 110. Give their bowler something to bowl at.
And since the batters have been struggling to hit those big shots in front of the wicket, I think scooping it or flicking it behind could be a good option. Short fine leg still within the 30-yard circle.
The fielder was interested for a moment, but it didn't carry. But it was a well played shot from Amit. Extra bounce. He played it really well.
Well played, Nur Alam and Amit Ghosh. 8 runs from this over. No dot ball conceded. Naid Hassan Tushar in his comeback spell will look to do better. We haven't seen a Yorker though. We've seen a bouncer. We've seen one length ball going down the leg.
Good over for BRAC Bank. 9 of it. And they will have the 10th run courtesy of the overthrow. So this is good from BRAC Bank PLC after the end of 18th over, 97 for 5. Last over was a better one for BRAC Bank. 10 of it of the bowling of Tushar. None for 20 from his 3 overs, and yes, Loban will continue. Good shot and good placement. That was an inspiring shot. That will motivate the whole dugout for BRAC Bank. Hundreds up for BRAC Bank.
Significant shot. You've mentioned about BRAC Bank going past 100. That shot not only gives them a boundary. Look at that slash. Very nicely played. Made best use of the pace and the width given by Jannatul Naim Loban. 101 for 5 already.
Officially played, and that is big enough for a maximum. 10 in the last over, 10 from the first 2 balls in this over. BRAC Bank on a roll.
This could be very costly here for MTB. Suddenly, the momentum shifts in BRAC Bank PLC's favor. Amit Ghosh clears his front leg, almost expecting a Yorker. Turned out to be a low full toss, made full use of it.
Outside edge. Loban has the last laugh. That is a big wicket. Amit Ghosh, he was looking really dangerous. That's the 6th wicket down for BRAC Bank. 107 for 6.
Good comeback, but of course after 10 runs being scored of the first 2 balls of this over. A nice little cameo from Amit Ghosh. Batting at a strike rate of almost 200. Very much needed runs for BRAC Bank PLC. Tahidul is the new man in. We'll have to follow up on what Amit Ghosh has done so far. Just the 9 deliveries remain in the BRAC Bank PLC innings. All they have to do now is to look for boundaries. They still got 4 wickets in hand. Another look at that outside edge. Easy catch for the keeper in the end. He's been a busy figure. Picked up wickets in regular intervals. The MTB bowlers, but a tad bit expensive in the last couple. 10 runs from the previous over, 10 runs from this over already from just the first 3 balls.
Officially played. Will be a single, only intelligent bowling from Loban against Amit Ghosh in the first 2 deliveries. Especially the 6 he conceded. He noticed that Amit was making room outside of stump. He was clearing his front leg and tried to go through that leg side. And in the 3rd delivery, he bowled way outside of stump on a fuller length. Amit had to go at it. Will be single. So this is good bowling, good comeback from Loban.
But it's a good option picked by the batter as well. Almost beating the fielder at fine leg. Could have got an easy boundary. I think making use of Loban's pace is something that both the batters would want to target. Picked up 12 of this over as well. Tahidul is on strike for the final ball.
Wild swing of the bat. Umpire thought about it a little, but I think the right call was made at the end because the line belongs to the umpire and it seemed just going away from the line itself.
And it's also not like the batter walked across too much. He was almost within his crease, did not shuffle a lot. So fair decision by the umpire.
Good Yorker. Really good Yorker and a run stolen. Tahidul will keep the strike to himself. 111 for 6. The last over to go. What a game it has been so far. The first half of the innings was controlled by BRAC Bank. Then MTB made a brilliant comeback, and in the last couple of overs, BRAC Bank batters, they have scored 24 runs again. So the rhythm, the momentum is with them as Caesar will start the final over of the innings. BRAC Bank will look forward to reach 120 to the list. So they need 9 runs to reach that. The first 2 deliveries of the over will be crucial. Caesar coming around the wicket. The left arm quickie. Wild swing. This is good bowling. Extra bounce missed by Tahidul.
Very good start from Cesar. Before the final over happened, the MTB captain Shahabuddin Rana had a decision to make whether to bring back Tushar, who was expensive in his previous over, or to go with the left arm pace of Cesar, who's going to finish his spell, by the way. Was expensive, 12 runs conceded of his first over, but look at how he came back from that.
Picked up a wicket as well, this time up in the air. No timing on that, but will pick a couple of runs. A wild throw, but the backup was there, so no extra conceded. So this is good bowling from Caesar, and this is good for MTB. They'd love to see BRAC Bank under 120.
And that is still a possibility here. 4 more deliveries to go. BRAC Bank PLC, on the other hand, will like to get a boundary or 2 from the last 4 deliveries here. Tawhidul, the new batter, on strike. Running a few couples won't harm them as well.
Picked up the slower ball, picked up the length, picked up the gap as well. That is a beautifully played shot by Tahidul and a much needed boundary.
All those fielders in front of square, and he goes behind. No fielder in place, just over the infield. Intelligent shot from the batter. Just what they needed to get back the momentum that they've built over the last couple of overs here. Look at that shot, nicely placed.
Good comeback. Slight fumble from the keeper. That's not the first time we have seen in this innings.
This is very good recovery from BRAC Bank PLC. And this is what happens if you have wickets in hand. Batters can come in and take some risks. The kind of cameos that Amit Ghosh has played, Noor Alam at the moment doing the job as well, Tahidul with a useful contribution. So the middle lower order for BRAC Bank PLC has clicked so far. Cesar started the over off pretty well, and then suddenly, under a bit of pressure, taking their time. Just 2 more deliveries remain in this innings. Every run so important that they have to place their fielders to perfection. They're taking their time. This is a big match for both teams. BRAC Bank more desperate. They've played 2, won 1, lost 1, so they'll want to make an impression. MTB would want to hold on to their unbeaten performance so far in this tournament.
Good delivery. From a bowler's point of view, the problem I guess Caesar is suffering from after being hit for that boundary, Tahidul was not really intending to go that area. It was more of a wild swing of the bat, and the luck favored. And when that happened in the final over, the bowlers, they get puzzled at times that exactly what lines or what lengths to bowl at. Not much time left to think about it, because this is the final delivery coming up. Beautifully bowled, will look for the second run, slipped at the non-striking area, direct hit, and the finger is up. So finally a direct hit has brought a result for MTB. 1 run will be added to the score, so the final score will be 120, I guess. Yes, 120 for 7. So both teams will be happy with that result, I guess, Parvez.
I think both teams would take it. Another direct hit. They've been on a roll, the MTB fielders. This is the 4th time they've hit the wicket directly, and this time it was from long on. Sharp throw there to pick up the wicket. Could have been 121 had the second run been completed, but nonetheless, a decent effort from the BRAC Bank PLC batters. Had a magnificent opening partnership, but the middle order crumbled late on. A few cameos by the batters gave them a competitive total. It was all about Mona and Ishan Bonik, the opening partnership. 36 top scorer Ishan Bonik, Mona with 31 of 41. Hridoy, Akash and Tohidul Johnny, all three missed out, and it seemed like BRAC Bank PLC were losing their way, but in the end, Nur Alam's 12, Amit Ghosh's 13 of 7 and Tohidul's unbeaten 9 of 7 helped them gain some momentum at the latter part of their batting innings. So it's 6 per over for BRAC Bank PLC. They scored 120 for 7. This is the bowling card as well. 6 bowlers being used, faster bowlers being used at the death, but the spinners picked up wickets. AKZ Shipon and Shoriful picking up 1 and 2 wickets each. Cesar with 1 wicket. Loban picked up a couple, and Shoriful Shoikot with just 1 over was the most expensive of the lot. Just the 8 extras from the MTB bowlers. A pretty decent outing for both teams. This will be a very close match as we have a look at the match summary here. 120 for 7. Ishan Bonik and Mona with useful contributions. Shoriful Alam and Naim Loban picked up 2 wickets each, and AKZ Shipon picked up 1. So the target for Mutual Trust Bank to win this game is 121 runs. Time for a short break, and we will be back with the MTB run chase. Oh well, wait a second. We've got some highlights coming your way as well. This is the highlights of the BRAC Bank PLC batting innings. Kicked off with Mona and Ishan Bonik. The 2 openers had some big responsibility dealing with the spinners in the initial overs. The 3 overs of spin followed by the faster bowlers who came on. It was a tale of 2 halves. The first half dominated by the batters, 61 for no loss. At one point, Ishan Bonik and Mona, they were on a roll. Especially square of the wicket, Ishan Bonik looked pretty strong, dealing with the faster bowlers well within the power plays. Some nice strokes over cover. Shipon came on, greeted nicely with that straight drive from Mona. Both the batters looked pretty fluent and had a good understanding of what they have to do in this kind of a wicket. Scoring runs in front and behind as well. Some inside out shots. Rolling through the nice outfield here at the ULAB cricket ground. Some deft touches to go with it. Some run out close calls which the batters survived. This was still within the first 10 overs where BRAC Bank PLC looked like they'll go for a big total. First wicket down, and after that a few more wickets fell. A few batters holding out in the deep. This was one of the catches of this match from Firoz. Some luck going Mona's way. And then he departed, the skipper of BRAC Bank PLC. Tohidul followed. That was good from Loban, very aggressive. Shoriful came in, got struck for that nice cheeky boundary. And straight after, Shoriful picked up another wicket. Some strokes being played by the BRAC Bank PLC batters at the latter end of the innings. That was a 6 from Amit Ghosh. Nicely struck one, made use of that full toss. Then followed up with that outside edge. Loban picking up another wicket. Cesar with the final over of the innings. Boundaries being struck. And this was the final delivery of the innings where a direct hit got the batter out, and BRAC Bank PLC ended their batting innings with 120 for 7 which means the Mutual Trust Bank, in order to win this game, will have to score 121 from the stipulated 20 overs. Now it's time for a short break, and we'll be coming back with the MTB run chase.
welcome everyone to the Platinum Cup 2025 Bankers Sports Festival organized by Leo Entertainment Sports Management and Fusion Sports. This is the first game of the Super Saturday between MTB and BRAC Bank. BRAC Bank they scored 120 runs in their 20 overs. Target for MTB is 121 and the required run rate is just above 6. Let's see, can MTB win this game? On the other hand, BRAC Bank need to win this game to be alive in the tournament. But the task wouldn't be very easy for BRAC Bank since Mutual Trust Bank have some quality batters. They have the capability to win the game. No doubt about that. MTB yesterday against NCC Bank they just chased down 80 runs, above 80 runs in 5 overs. That's a net run rate boost up for Mutual Trust Bank, no doubt. I'm Rosal Ahmed from the Combox and I'm joined by Mr. Shajjad Udash. Welcome, Shajjad.
Thank you so much, Rosal. A very good morning to you and welcome for the first time in the Combox today. I believe you had a rather tiresome day yesterday. First day long commentary in this Platinum Cup, then traveling to the other part of the city to cover some futsal match, and I believe you did quite a remarkable statements you made in the futsal match. I was listening to the stories, so congratulations. People are talking about you. That's a good sign.
Thank you very much. And yesterday's futsal was a great game and very fast-paced game. I had seen yesterday between EBL and BRAC Bank, and the game was drawn 0-0. No team could score yesterday.
But today the MTB openers, they would look forward to score some runs. Ishan Bonik, the left-arm spinner, will start the proceedings in the ball in hands as well. Made a significant contribution at the top of the order. A brilliant opening partnership along with his keeper. Now he has been entrusted with the responsibilities of picking up a wicket maybe early on in the innings. He's been around this kind of cricket, amateur cricket, Bankers Cup cricket, whatever you say. He's been around for quite some time, so he has the experience, he has the class, he has the skill. Here comes the first ball. And as I was saying, he has the experience, he has the skill, now he has the wicket as well. First ball of the innings.
Goodness me, very first delivery, just pitched it outside of the off stump and angling right into the right-handed batter. And there is a big gap between the bat and pad, and straight through the gates. Gone. First wicket in the very first delivery. And this is a statement delivery from the bowler Ishan Bonik. My goodness, that he will gonna get some more wickets to give pressure onto the batting side. Just to rattle the stumps. Rattle the off stump, rather.
It was a nothing shot, to be honest. Feet moving nowhere. He left huge gap between bat and pad. Probably he was looking for the turn, but this is a brand new 30 in the bowler's hand, and it skidded through the line. And as you mentioned correctly, rattled. Yes, the stumps were rattled. First ball, BRAC Bank. They have one of the openers. So definitely not the opening MTB were looking for. They finished quite well in the bowling innings after being hammered by the openers in the first power play, and going wicketless in the first 10 overs. They made a remarkable comeback. Now they need to make a remarkable comeback in the batting innings as well. Ishan Bonik, the player of the match for BRAC Bank in the last contest they played against Citibank. He will be one of the contenders in the match as well. Beautifully bowled once again, right on the money.
Shoriful Shrikot, yesterday he batted at number 3 today at the same position, but they have a change in the opening position. Shaun Kondokar comes in. Yesterday GM Imran Hassan Ronnie was at the opening. Oh, this time good shot outside of the off stump and couple of bounces chased by the fielder. In the meantime, a couple taken by these two batters.
The timing was not quite up to the mark, but it was just enough to clear the infield. And as the power play is in progress, so this has to be said that it was a safe shot. First runs on the board for MTB, first runs for Shoikot as well. They know the task is an uphill one.
Coming down the wicket and looking for a straight drive. Quick single taken.
Yes, they lost a wicket. They lost the first wicket, the first delivery, but it happens. It happens in cricket, and you can always come back. You can get the motivation from yourselves, from the bowling innings you bowled. For MTB, I'm talking about.
Oh, once again, just stepping out from the wicket, but at the last moment he changed his decision, and he wouldn't go for a big shot, rather checked it.
Well, Shaun Kondokar, he is also an experienced campaigner. Flight to delivery, tried to hit it a bit too hard rather than timing it. End of a successful first over after 1-3 for 1.
Good start from Ishan Bonik in his first over. Got the wicket in the very first delivery, and that really helped them in the very first delivery to put pressure into the batting side. New bowler comes in from the opposite end, Raju Chauhan. Slow left arm orthodox. Around the wicket. Oh, that's a good delivery. Flighted one and maintained proper channel. Dot ball to start of the proceedings.
Raju bowled a beautiful spell. Economical one in the previous match.
Oh, this time played it very late, though didn't get enough power.
1 for 15 was his bowling figures from the 4 overs he bowled in the previous game against Citibank, and in this game as well. Started with 2 dot deliveries. Tall spinner, gets a bit of bounce.
Oh, once again very slow, just inviting the batter to hit him.
Yes, against the right-handed batters, the left-arm spinners will fancy their chances, and that is why they have been introduced together from both ends to share the new balls. 3 dot deliveries on the trot, so pressure building up on the batters.
Quite a few dot deliveries produced by the bowler. Now he is targeting the wicket of Shoriful Shoikot.
The batters, they need to look forward. They need to look to score some runs as well. At the same time, they need to understand that the required run rate is not a very big one. Outside edge will be runs. I don't think it will be a boundary. Yes. And that is something they need to keep in mind, is that the target is not a huge one. Run a ball will do, as we saw that in most part of the BRAC innings they did not enjoy a huge run rate. 5.5, maybe 6 at times.
Yeah, actually, they don't need to do some exerting things. That's a great shot. And the fielder was up inside the circle at mid-off. That's why he went for that shot. And 6 runs to finish off the second over. MTB 11 for 1.
Well, every now and then you will be presented opportunities like that. It was a brilliantly hit one. Yes, there was no long off, but even there were one, it wouldn't have mattered. Cleared the long off boundary quite easily.
Ishan Bonik continues from the same end. Oh, that's a quicker delivery. Just skewed it through. Great delivery to start of the over.
Shaun Khandokar clearly late, very late on that. He almost played the shot after the keeper grabbed the delivery.
Exactly. This time bit slower, and also the line was pretty close to the off stump, and batsman couldn't comfortably defend it. Ishan Bonik produced a couple of dot deliveries, so this time pulled it, and also over the fielders behind square, and 2 men there chasing the ball. In the meantime, couple of runs taken.
Shaun Khandokar is a type of batter who likes to play shots on the up, especially when the ball has been when the ball is pitched at a fuller length. He fancies his chance against the quick bowlers as well. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The batters had a single as well, but this kind of fielding effort, that was Raju Chauhan, I believe. This kind of fielding effort lifts the whole team.
They know the importance of saving every run here in this surface when you are chasing such a low total, nearly about 120. This time just stepping out from the wicket and defended it.
This is a good over from Ishan. Only 3 of this over. Had a successful over in the first. He bowled. Brilliant hit. Up and over that square leg region for the second 6 from Shoikot. I was just praising about the over and it ruined it. 20-1. Slog sweep. Brilliantly played shot. He was looking to play that shot very strong through this leg side. As you could see, immediately the required run rate has come down. It was hovering around 6.5 in that over prior to that 6, but now it's under 6. Raju Chauhan will continue.
Raju Chauhan to continue. This time very deep in the crease. Oh, run out chance there. Goodness me, what have you done, Raju? Oh, there was a great opportunity for BRAC PLC to get the second wicket of MTB.
I think Raju really misjudged his position. The stumps, how far he was from the stumps, he misjudged that.
Oh, look at the turn and bounce. Goodness me.
Once again going back to the run out opportunity. It was an easy opportunity to get rid of the Shoikot, who has already hit 2 over boundaries.
Shaun, looking for a slog sweep, and he will get the boundary. That's a great shot.
Taking a leaf out of Shoikot's book. This time Shaun Khandokar once again pitching down the leg side, played with the angle of the delivery. Easy picking with the field restrictions in place. Look at that, Shaun. He played at the very last moment, very minimal movement. That was a really good slog sweep played by him.
Exactly, and both the batters are. Oh, there is a chance of a catch. One bounce, rather. And talking about both the batters, they're a strong shot and a strong zone behind square and square leg as well. Both the batters are very confident to play this kind of slog sweeps. This time played it into the offside, no run.
Good comeback after being hit for that boundary. The third ball over.
Last ball. Oh, that's a dead defense. And 4 runs came from it. 4 gone. MTB 24 for 1.
Scoring at 6 runs and over, 24 for 1. I believe we will be seeing the first bowling change in this inning so far. Ishan Bonik, after being hit for a huge 6 in the last over, he bowled. In the last delivery he bowled, has been replaced now. And for the first time, we will see a quicker bowler in action. Saeed coming as a super sub in this game.
Two overs left to finish off the power play. 24 on the board, so it's a runnable for MTB. 97 runs needed of 96 deliveries. They need to be patient in the crease. They need to take singles and doubles, and which will help them to get over the line. Full toss of just 1 or 2 inch away of the off stump, straight to the hands of the fielder.
Shaun Khandokar, he likes pace on the ball, and it will be very interesting to see how he negotiates the quicker deliveries, the quicker bowlers. Already hit a boundary against the left arm spinner.
Sheikh Abu Said around the wicket, this time down the leg. It's a problem we have seen so many times, that when a left arm medium bowler bowls from the round the wicket, and then he has some natural angle there, and that's why sometimes he had to give extra runs, like wide down the leg side.
Well, Abu Said is naturally a wicket-taking bowler and wicket-taking option for BRAC Bank, and if he could pick up a wicket, and big shout, but I believe it was a bat involved. So as I was saying, that he is a wicket taking option for BRAC Bank PLC, and they would love him to pick up a wicket for them, no matter that if he goes for a few runs. But you cannot be too expensive, at least in this game, because the requirement is not very high.
Right on cue, Shajat. You need to be persistent on the line and length. Oh, slower delivery once again down the leg. That's a big wide.
And you could see that Shaun Khandokar, he is feeling a bit comfortable with the pace on ball. He was struggling a bit against the left-arm spinners, though he hit a boundary through that square leg region. But in general, he was struggling. Whenever the spinners were bowling on the right channel, he rarely had the right answers.
I would say to Shaun Khandokar, this time he finds the length, proper channel as well. However, Shaun Khandokar, he needs to break the shackles from here on. At least he needs to rotate the strike.
I guess strike rotation will something we will be seeing after the end of the power play. Catch it was the call. Quick single taken. In the power play, when the fielders are closing in, there are not much gaps left to maneuver for singles. So they will be looking for the boundaries in the next 8 deliveries, I believe, especially when Shoikot will be on strike. He is already striking it over 150. 2 sixes has been scored off his bat already.
Exactly, and he's playing the hitting role. Deep point for Shoriful Shoikot. And must be Sheikh Abu Said. He's looking to bowl into the offside. Yes, it is.
Well, the field has been set for a really poor delivery, to be very honest. Within the power play, posting a deep point. So you are asking the bowler to bowl short and wide. I'm not really sure whether that is the right strategy, because they need to pick up a wicket. The score is such that you cannot really sit back and relax and let the opposition play for the 20 overs. You need to pick up wickets at regular intervals to continue exerting the pressure on the batting side. I'm not really sure what is the plan. If it comes good, then it is good for them, but I am not really convinced at this moment, posting a deep point and a deep square leg as well. Yes, now the point fielder has been called back in within the circle. This is better, this is good cricket, this is attacking cricket, and the long on is being posted now. So there is an opportunity for Shoikot to pick up singles in the V.
Last ball of the 5th over. Once again down the leg. Missed by the wicketkeeper, Samir Mona. Oh, and 4 wide. 5 wides. Goodness me. Gifting extra runs to the batting side, MTB.
And see what happens is so much movements in the field that confuses the bowler as well. The previous 2 deliveries he was asked to bowl outside off stump, and now there is a deep square leg, there is a long on, so you are suddenly asked to bowl on the leg stump, on the middle stump, and he lost his line. This is not good, not good. So many extras in this over. 6 extras in this over. Ends it well though. Still 10 off it after 5:34 for 1.
5 overs gone, a healthy run on the board for MTB. 34 for 1. Now change in voice. It's Pranto Dash Onoy joining in the com box. Welcome back, Pranthar.
Thank you and good morning, Rosal. Pretty exciting match going on. MTB in reply of a target of 1-2-1. It's already 34 on board after 5. So 1 over left of the power play. And from that power play, MTB capitalized well, but just lost that wicket. Still, they can go big from here. Wide outside off, top edge, just a bounce before that deep third. So a good start, an attacking start of this 6th over. shift in momentum. Look at that ball. Dead straight, coming onto his body, AKZ Shipon. And that's what a wicket can do. One wicket can bring another, and that's the same thing happened to MTB. So each and every team in this tournament does have that left arm orthodox spinners for sure, and at the same time they do have at least one left arm pacers. So this adds a bit value, a bit variation